All right, so this is a video on how to put your blue book together. Okay, so so when you have your blue book, first of all, keep your blue book looking nice. All right, don't color on it, don't destroy it, don't color in the C's and the U's, and don't write on any glossy papers. All right, so now an option would be to get these page protectors and put all your stuff. You can cut up your blue book and put them in page protectors if you want to keep your book looking nice. So a couple things in the front of your blue book. Okay, you should have your shopping spree chances, you should have your order forms, and you should have your presentation report if you're still using those, and you potentially still need base pay. So that goes right in the front. The only other thing that you want to put in the front is the gold copy of your order forms. So the last copy is your gold copy, and what you do is you put the top gold copy on the top, or your top gold copy on the top, the best gold copy on the top. So meaning your biggest order. All right. So that's going to go right on the top, and then you put more and more order forms as that goes. And then and what you're doing there is, again, remember the things that sell customers are two things. They buy into you and they buy into the product. So by putting a bunch of testimonial or putting a bunch of receipts here, you can say, Mrs. Jones, I'm doing this because whatever your reasons are. I'm going to school. I'm trying to get a scholarship. I'm trying to, start my own dance studio, whatever it is that you want to do, and selling knives is not like my main thing, and I'm really not even that good at it. But as you can see, in your first orders for like $1,300, you're like, I've already had a couple of people already buy from me. So when you get your very first order form, you put it right there, even if it's a trimmer. All right, but I've already sold a number of sets, and you flip through. All right, and and you're good to go. Now. It's not here right now, but what you also want to do is you want to start having a satisfied customer list. All right, and you can watch the other video on how to make a satisfied customer list, but it's pretty simple. You just put the name of the customer, the town, and what they got. All right, and you make the sets bold, and you make the if it's a two-piece set, you just make it a gift set. If it's more than two pieces, you make it a customized set. Again, we have a video on how to make that. But you have your happy customer list right here. So again, customers like, wow, other people buy. Remember, people want to be like other people. So that helps by having a satisfied customer list right on the front. All right, what else are you going to put on the front? Then after that, you're going to have any of your contests. So if you have your scholarship brochure, okay, like this, it could be right up on the front, all right? So you have your scholarship brochure, you could talk about that. If you want to talk about the President's Club letter, which I don't have right in front of me, if you have that insert, you can put that there. If you're in your fast start, okay, you would put that there. Any contests go right in the front. All right, so there's your fast start, then you have your thermometers. If you make your own goal list, if you're trying to buy a car and you have a thermometer for your car, and here's how much I have to do, and we broke it down with my manager, and here's what we got to do to get it. There you go. So all that stuff goes right in the front. The front of the book is all about you. Okay, so you talk about that. Great. And then you have the company page. All right. If your manager is using this Walmart sheet, okay, so this is this page would go here if you have that, and then the True Cross Junkie Knives, and you can read that over with the customer, and that should be there. Okay. Then here you would put your Forbes, paper. You'd also have your how many, this is again 45 pieces of Cutco that was returned, all sharpened and redone. You can see all this stuff sharpened, all redone for $9. Okay, so so not bad. If you were sent that to a professional sharpening, it would cost you a couple $400 or $500 to get all that stuff sharpened and replaced. Right now, when you get testimonial letters, right now mine are in a book, right, like this, but that I only do this because I'm a manager. When I was a rep, what you do is you take your testimonial letters. So your very first testimonial, this is my first testimonial letter, like in 1997, thank you, Ms. Schutz. All right, and you would take these testimonial letters and you put them right here, right on top of this Forbes letter. So when you cut the rope, what you're going to do here, you cut the rope, okay, and customers sometimes like, well, yours are kind of new, especially if you are new. And you say, yeah, Ms. Jones. So, and you just hand that objection before it comes up. Even if they don't say it, that's what they're saying in their mind. So you say, now, Mr. Jones, now ours cut obviously a lot better than yours did, but and mine's kind of new. But here's a lady that had it for 30 years, and here's another lady who had it for 5 years, and here's a person who had it for, whatever. And you put any of your testimonial letters right there. And what you do when you get testimonial letters is you just highlight how many years, right? That's all that's really important, right? This one's not highlighted, it should be. Neither is this one, okay? But 1970, 30 years ago. So even if it's 5 years or 2 years or 1 year, so get those testimonial letters and you put them right there in your book, all right? And you talk about the Forbes, you talk about the sharpening, and you talk about the guarantee, All right, blah, blah, blah. You go through the guarantee. Okay, here should be this piece. Okay, this is at the end of booklet 1. So this is the end of booklet 1. It's the kitchen tools. All right, and you have your ultimate / signature set right here. And then you also will have your complete kitchen right here. So you can show them that we have pots. Okay, pots and pans. All right, so that would go right there. All right. And then any inserts, any new stuff, like right now we have the new can opener, woohoo! All right, so if you're watching this video 2 years from now, you'll be like, oh, we've had a can opener for, what's the big deal? But right now it's really exciting for us. All right, so you put any new inserts, any new products that we have, you put right there, and then you have your gifts and accessories book, and you have all that there. All right, then way in the back, you have this Set for Life piece. You only need this piece, and you only open this piece up is if you're doing, like, you never want to open this up to show an ultimate set, because the customers just look at that and go, wow, look at all that stuff. That's way too much, versus something like that, okay, which is just, oh, okay, that's not that big. All right, so again, it's all about perception. All right, so the only time you open all this up is if you're doing a customized set with your customer. All right, so the customer's picking out some pieces. Remember, if they buy 4, you can give them 1 for free and a trimmer for free. So they basically pick out 5 knives in a customized set, and they pay for the most expensive 4, and then you give them the 5th one, whatever the least expensive one is, for free, and you give them a tray to hold it all. And all these knives will fit in the tray except for the cleaver. All right, so cleaver don't fit in the tray. All right, so that's going in the back. Again, that's only for customized sets. Would you use that? All right, and then in the very back, you're going to have your comparison. That should be right. That should be the back. I know it has holes. Don't clip it into your book. That's not just because it has holes and clip it in the book. You're going to hand this to your customer so they can look at the comparison. Don't clip it in your book. All right. Then you're going to have your price list. Okay, so your price list would go underneath that, and then you would have your smaller sets catalog, which looks like this. Okay, so these are all the smaller sets, the galleys and the studios and the essentials. Again, they don't need these sets unless they are not buying a homemaker and you need to drop down. So if they buy a homemaker, you don't even need to go to those. All right, and that's it. So that's what goes in your blue book. And that would be all, okay? Don't put anything else in your blue book. If you are using recommendation until you get a binder, you can put your recommendations back here, but that's about it. And but that's it. Oh, one other thing, sorry. If you are using your sponsorship program piece, shouldn't say that's it, and then add more. Sponsorship program piece would go in the front as well. Okay, so this is also, for recommendations and stuff. So that's there too. Okay, but everything else out of your book. Don't have your schedule in your book. Don't have your chemistry homework. Don't have notes from the conference. Don't have all kinds of weird random papers in your book. Keep your book looking nice, and that's how you'll sell, a ton of Cutco.